It has been a tough couple of months for Wanganui's much-loved Air Chathams, but the company says it will be back and soon.
We're very, very keen to get back into Wanganui, and you know, it really is a big part of our business, a really important part of our business too. And we've got a great following there, business community all the way through to just your general leisure passenger that loves flying with us. We're having some really positive conversations right now this week with Wanganui District Council, and so we're expecting to hear back from them in the next sort of 24 to 48 hours, and then from there we'll be able to start our plan to rebuild the service. And at this stage we're forecasting to have flights back in the system by before Queen's birthday weekend, so end of the month.
Along with beefed up cleaning and sanitising routines, the airline will introduce compulsory masks for passengers and crew.
What we really want is we want people to jump on the flight, whether it's from Wanganui to Auckland, get off at the other end and go, wow, I'm really impressed at what Air Chathams were doing there. That made me feel safe.
While most of its fleet was parked up over lockdown, there were some unexpected contracts which saw them transporting everything from prisoners to crayfish.
One thing that's kind of surprised us, but that's been a bit of a lifeline to us, is because there haven't been any large Air New Zealand A320 aircraft connecting Queenstown and Christchurch into Auckland, a lot of the crayfish companies haven't been able to get their product into Auckland to export it to internationally. So we've picked up quite a bit of that work as well. So that's really helped us out from a revenue point of view, just to keep things ticking over.
But the interruption has still played havoc with the company's bottom line, swiftly taking 2020 from one of its best years to one of its worst.
It's been tough. Like, I don't know, how do you explain sort of, we had a company that was poised to have it was a $30 million year for us in terms of turnover, and you know, in the space of a few weeks that gets decimated entirely. So pretty hard to take, but I guess you just don't dwell too much on the negative and look at, you know, what the opportunities are out the back end. And I guess for us, for Air Chathams, we think that this period of time has enabled us to really focus on the business and what's important.
The company is passionate about supporting local, but higher airfares will be inevitable until demand returns to normal.
I guess part of our support local effort is that we're going to have some of our cheaper flights, fares rather, in the system for the first couple of weeks, and but after that, yes, we will need to have a higher average fare. Otherwise, you know, you can't sell half of your seats and run at low fares and expect it's going to be a pretty picture at the end of it.
Long-time advocates for domestic tourism, it might just be the time for Chatham Air local tourism initiatives to shine. Into
line with us down to Whakatane, go see the Eastern Bay of Plenty. It's Hopi Beach was rated New Zealand's favourite beach, I don't know how many years in a row. It's a beautiful spot. There's some amazing walks. You've got O2 trails there with all the cycle trails, and if you're really, really keen and you want to see something amazing, the place I grew up is the Chatham Islands. Jump on a flight to the Chatham Islands. So we're working really closely with the tourism group over there as well.
You may even get to ride on the Fleet Star attraction before its inevitable retirement. Upgrade requirements for the Convair avionics spelling the end of an era for these iconic planes.
I can't say enough about that aeroplane. I mean, yeah, it's a 1960s design, but it has been the mainstay of our fleet over COVID. All the flights to and from the Chatham have been with the Convair, and also the majority of the freight flights out of the South Island to carry crayfish have been with the Convair too. So to put it in perspective, we can fly over 600 miles down to Te Anau and fly 6.5 tonne of crayfish back to Auckland.
And as for those Tim Tams, they're not going anywhere.
I don't know why those biscuits are so special, but it's incredible. Like, the small story behind that was that when we first went into the Wanganui market, we bought that Saab off an airline called Kiwi Regional Airlines. They were operating a small schedule around the country, and they had introduced the Tim Tams. So it was a little bit of we kind of stole their idea a little bit, because they had all this extra stock of Tim Tams, and the transition from them to us, we actually used them to operate the service for a period of time. So they just carried on catering the way they had been with the Tim Tams. And then when the stock ran out and we were operating it ourselves, we were like, oh, well, no, we'll use a local company. We've got to use a local company. So we talked to the team at Super Clean, and they supplied these biscuits. And oh my gosh, like within a week, we had all these comments on our Facebook page saying, where the Tim Tams gone? Bring the Tim Tams back. And we're like, oh, okay. So we had to rush out and find Arnott's and get a supply sorted. And we've run with them ever since. So.
In a statement, Wanganui Chief Executive Kim Fowle said there is significant support from elected council members to resume air services to Wanganui, and that discussions are underway around possible support packages that may consist of a loan, concession considerations and potentially a joint contribution towards marketing our district. Georgie Ormond, Local Focus.